So I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee 2001 WJ, and the rear hatch lock has not been working. So it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, and also makes a grinding noise. So I thought it is to do with the motor that locks it. And this video I'll show you how to change it. It's not very difficult to do it once you know what to take apart and how to do it. So first thing, you need to remove this cover in the back hatch. So I have the hatch open and it's easy to remove. So there is one hex screw over here. There is one here, there is one right there, two, and there is one on top here. So these are the three hex bolts and they will come off very easy. The next ones are right in here, one here, and the same thing on the other side. So these are two long bolts. So once you take those off, those are the 5 bolts you have to take off, and then you have to remove this cover. It's a little difficult, but I was able to do it with my hand. If you have a body pry tool, that's helpful as well, but if you use enough force, it will come off. I didn't break any of the clips, the body clips, but if it breaks, it's very inexpensive to repair it. Once you have taken the screws off, the next thing to do is take these harnesses off, or the connectors to the defroster. There is one on this side, the other on this side. This will get into the way of removing this panel. So you have to remove this panel, and it's not difficult to do it. Just be careful not to break this hinge over here. So you press on it. If you press, you will feel it, and then it will unplug it right there. So now to remove this cover off the back, you can use a tool that they make for removing the body panel. In my case, I was able to squeeze my fingers and just pull on it. So once you pull on it, it will snap. Here is where it snaps in. Same thing over here. You can see that one is still intact. So if you pull on it, it will snap out. You might be and there it comes. On this side, there are two metal strips over there, and it's connecting to the 2 metal tags on the cover. So if you snap it, or if you pull it, it will come out. So you can see that right over there. There is 1 and 2, and then these will also come off. So once you snap that out, it came out pretty okay. So these are the 2 little plugs, or the body plugs that might break. So you may want to get a few more pieces. You can see that, and the rest were easy. These were just holding it in, and these came out pretty easy too. So once you remove the cover, you will see there is a little plastic sheeting over here, and this is just sticking to the body frame. You can remove it. So this is the lock mechanism. If you look at when I lock it, it is making that bad noise, which is probably the motor is bad. So I have the new part here, which is going to replace the worn out motor. So it has the electrical connection on this side, and the motor and the lever on this side. So first let's remove this wiring harness. it's very similar to the other Jeep wiring harness. If you press in there, and then it will slide off. So I will leave it like that. So before I replace the old one with the new one, I just wanted to test it. So this is the new one. I had just unplugged the wiring harness that engages it. And so I put the wiring harness just to make sure that this one works. And if I use you can see that the sound is much better. So to remove the old motor over here, it's much easier than it looks. So you don't have to do anything other than this little screw right there. You need a star bit, and you can see I have this star bit. It's those star bits in there. This screw is very easy to remove, and once it comes off, all you have to do is pull it. There are 2 notches in there. If it's difficult to take it out, you can loosen these 3 bolts, 10mm bolts, 1, 2, and there is one right there, and that will let you disengage this thing. And there are 2 notches here. So what you do is you turn this and it comes off. So you can see the notch right there. Those go into these 2 metal plates there. So what I did was I wanted to test that this assembly, that motor is bad and it's not the assembly that was making the grinding noise. So I hooked up the plug here, the electrical connection here, and I'm going to use my key to lock it. And it is working, but you can hear that the motor is inside is making that noise. So I'm going to put the new one now. I put in the this one by making it go this way first, and then you turn it so that it aligns. This will go in, the latch will go in, and then it aligns. So I tightened the 3 bolts to the frame here, and now I will test it. So I connected the wiring harness. You can just push it and it will lock. And now if I test it, that sounds much better. So when you're putting the cover back on, just make sure that these 2 leads, stick in properly, and make sure that they are not kinked in there. So you will see there are 2 notches in this cover plate. Also, when you are putting it in, you will be able to see the 2 metal pieces going in. Once you do that, and they should align, and then you can push this in and it will snap in. And these also will snap in if you use these things with your hand. It will snap in if it's properly placed. I'm going to put in the 5 screws. 1, 2, 3. Those are the small 2. 3 screws, and then there are 2 more over here and over here. Now these 2 leads for the defroster, you want to put it gently the same way it came out and slide them in. So here I have, if I lock it, sounds much better. It is locked, and this one is locked as well, and I'm going to open it. That opens it, and this one opens as well.